Hydration is when the browser takes the HTML the server sent and hands it over to React, so React can attach event handlers and make the page interactive. For example, the server might render your app to a string, and the client will run a hydrate call to pick up that same app. When you declare a component with React.lazy, you're saying, load this component code only when the client actually needs it. That lazy loading can change what HTML the client initially shows, and if the client's initial UI doesn't match the server's HTML, hydration can fail or force a full re-render. Hydration only succeeds when the server produced markup and the client's first render match exactly. If the server rendered the real widget markup but the client first shows a suspense fallback like loading because the lazy chunk hasn't arrived yet, React sees a mismatch and may throw away the server HTML and re-render on the client. In plain English, if the server and client expect different components at first, React can't smoothly attach interactivity and you get flicker or warnings. Modern approaches help. React 18 supports streaming server rendering and suspense boundaries on the server, so the server can stream fallbacks and the final widget markup in the correct order. Or, server-aware code-splitting tools can record which JS chunks were used during SSR and ensure the client preloads them before hydrating. The practical rule is to make sure the client has the same initial component code and chunks that the server used, otherwise hydration will replace rather than attach. In practice, naive lazy loading of critical, above-the-fold UI can cause flicker, extra client work, and hydration warnings. Quick rules: don't lazy load critical initial UI unless you also preload or server include the chunk. Use server-aware splitting or React 18, streaming with suspense to align server and client output, and prefer preloading critical chunks so the client can hydrate the same markup the server rendered. These steps prevent unnecessary re-renders and keep the initial experience smooth. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications